time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Happy Monday, everybody. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York, the smartest man in hockey. As we promised to deliver perhaps a little bit better of a halftime or show than the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Oh. That's the only goal today. Just be better than the halftime show. We'll get to that later.
Told you Philly was going to win, by the way.
I was on board with Team Philly. Gertie was not, but I was.
Oh, it's Gertie's. She still has a pretty good record. Things are going well for Gertie.
Well, 3-1 if we include the football.
Yeah. Too bad. I actually was thinking of turning it off after the end, though. There was nothing left. It wasn't even a game at the end.
No. But hey, did you watch the whole thing?
I did watch the whole thing. Had a nice. Had some chicken chili, ground chicken in the chili. Had a couple night cold beers. And for Super Bowl, frosted the glasses pre-hand, and then had some a little bit of pizza as well. A little Gabriel's Pizza Wally. So it was a good night. How about yourself?
It was good. I worked on the show, unlike you, and then I watched some football.
Well, it's all up here. The brain is always working. I'm always thinking of stuff. It doesn't stop.
Okay, fair enough.
What'd you do without me, eh? What'd you do without me? Right?
I can't even answer that question.
It would just be Wally Hugh.
It
would just be Wally Hugh.
And just a live shot of Gertie just laying on the couch. This show is always proudly presented to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Bet365. Also, Yorkie, Nick Cousins is stopping by here shortly. We're going to check in, see how he's doing. David Bell, the head coach of the Belleville Senators, is also going to stop by later in the show. We're going to talk to him about Nick, Matt, and Paolo, who's now at the Four Nations alongside Jake Sanderson. They both got the late invites. We'll see what Bellzy has to say about Nick, Matt, and Paolo's game. Of course, Levi Marilinen's down there. We'll see how things are going. They're struggling a bit right now, so he may not be the chipperest of people.
Right. I'll say this. So he called it on Nick, Matt, and Paolo. He said, this guy's an NHL defenseman. He's a man. He's big. And Beller was on this. He was first on it. Well, he knows. He sees him each and every day. But interested to get his take on, this has been great. And you got to look at it this way. Like I know Finland doesn't have a lot of defensemen in the NHL, but still, he beat out a couple guys. Like this is a nice. What this is going to do for Nick, Matt, and Paolo, he's going to go there, and his confidence level, Wally, is just going to go. It's going to go through the roof. You come back, you have a little more swagger. So this is a really good thing for Matt and Paolo and the Sens.
Perfect. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get his thoughts on Nick, Matt, and Paolo first. Nick is standing by. Before we do that, let's take care of some business. This show is always proudly brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. More than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands, proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks for the Charm Masterpiece Program, an unbeatable pricing policy. Check out the large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mine diamonds. Right now, don't have to pay until 2026. Apply for the Charm Diamond Flexity card today. Get approved for no interest financing on your purchase in minutes. Gentlemen, there are 4 days if you're looking to get your lovely significant other, perhaps some diamonds. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. And of course, also, this show brought to you by the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators. And of course, of Coming In Hot. Get Gabriel Pizza Perks when you order on the app. Earn points with every purchase. Get access to exclusive deals with the Gabriel Pizza Perks. Order on the Gabriel Pizza app or online at gabrielpizza.com. Don't forget, they got plenty more than just pizza. And of course, when the Sens score 4, you score more, if you will. Save more with the Gabriel Pizza Perks. Just get 40% off on any 9-inch pizza the day after the Sens score 4 when you download on the app. As we wait, do we have Nick? Is he? He may even be laying down in a bed right now. There he is.
No, I mean. What's up, boys?
How are you? Good to see you, Wayne Chezky. It's nice to see you.
Can you guys see my screen name? Can you guys see that?
No, I can't see it. I can see it. They can't see it. I see the Chez.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me on, boys. I'm fired up. I'm fired up to be back.
What's going on? You were like playing your best hockey of the year and you get hurt. Like what's going, like, when are you coming
Yeah.
back?
No, I know. Yeah, I'm going to the rink every day and spending lots of time there to rehab and stuff. So that's kind of my Four Nations break is going to the rink every day to try and get back. But I don't have an exact timeline on when I'll be able to be back. But I'm hoping sometime in April. I don't know when that'll be, but hopefully sometime in April, probably towards maybe midway towards the later stage of April. But that's the goal, and I guess we'll see what happens here. But
So you'll be well rested for the playoffs.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I forget who I was saying this to, but this time off right now has been longer than my last 2 summers. So
What? That's right, eh?
Wow.
yeah, so we'll I'm grinding every day here. I'm putting the work in, so I'm just I'm I'm trying to get back. It sucks sitting out, especially this time of year.
So
absolutely.
I don't want to rush you. 68 days until the playoffs begin. Okay, just keep that.
Is that it? That's just
68. Yeah, they start April
68
17th
from today.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the goal. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the body reacts and stuff like that, and the progress
So-
I've made. But I'm pretty happy with how things are progressing in the last 10 days.
How do you feel?
Honestly, well, the first 5 to 7 days after the surgery wasn't great. Just lots of pain, and then I think I'm hopefully over the hump, and the last 48 hours though have been really good, and I'm starting to sleep a lot better, and so that part, hopefully the worst part's come and gone, but today's actually been really good, and last night was a step in the right direction, just sleeping wise, but I have a follow-up tomorrow with the doc, and then probably have more news by then. So
You haven't missed a lot of hockey. Like, I think the longest you've been out is 12 games, upper body when you're with the Flyers, and then a concussion with the Panthers. Do you have to mentally adjust to not being able to be on the ice?
I know. I was saying that this is like my first long-term injury, so it's new to me. I mean, just because I guess like you're so used to getting up and going to the rink, and I mean, obviously practicing. I mean, you're doing your workout stuff before practice, and then all that kind of gets taken away from you. So you just got to kind of adapt mentally. Have a good support system here at home, and then, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm a big routine guy. And then so I'm still going to the rink for a couple hours in the morning, and then obviously it sucks not seeing the guys because everybody's on their break right now and kind of on the beach, and I guess some guys are at Four Nations, but I know for me it's I can't stand sitting out and watching the guys, so that part's been tough, but I mean, if you get it's nice to see progress too. If you're getting I'm getting a little bit better every day, so that's exciting for me just to kind of see the forward progress, and then just working away and trying to get myself in the best shape possible for when I do come back, to make sure I'm ready.
That's pretty crazy that the style you play, Nick, that was the longest you've only been hurt. What was the time frame, Wally?
12. Oh, what do you want to know?
You said this is like the longest injury.
Yeah, 12 games is the longest he's missed.
Yeah, that was that last year? I think that was last year. The one, I think I had a concussion my first year. I think it was like one of my first years in the league, but I don't know. It was a weird situation. I was actually ready to come back, but I don't know. They kind of, I don't know. It was, but without saying too much, but I think they kept me on IR there for a little bit longer.
Were you told you were hurt? Yeah. I don't think you're ready, Nick.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but it was one of those where I don't think you're ready. We need a little bit more cap space or something along those lines. I mean, not to get into too much detail, but.
So I'm trying to figure this out. How a guy who plays your style doesn't get hurt that often. It must be because you got to have your head on a swivel at all times, eh? Because you never know who's coming for you. So you probably it's like a little it's a second instinct that keeps you from not getting hurt.
Yeah, you got to know where all those guys are at the right times. But Yeah, I mean, just an unfortunate play that happened, but,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, honestly though, I take pride in taking care of myself and, um, making sure I'm ready to go, but yeah, I mean, obviously lucky enough not to be able to be injured, for that length of time, but yeah, but I mean, once it comes, you just gotta kinda deal with it and, make sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're getting back and ready to go.
Was there any chance that Ryan Reeves was checking on the health of you at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think I took a little bit of heat too for that hit, just from certain. I mean, just it depends who you ask, I guess, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm sure he was just asking if he wanted to maybe catch up post game or something to just maybe shoot the breeze a little bit. But yeah, I mean that picture's actually hilarious. Yeah, I know. I mean, as soon as it happened, I kind of had a feeling something was wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
and then I watched the replay, and then the boys were telling me in the room that he was coming after me. But yeah, no, just I mean, obviously a scary play, and then
Yeah.
I couldn't be able to put any weight on it there in that picture there.
I just remember you get like, I don't know who it all was and whether it's pins or not, but you're getting kicked at the same time. Like you're down on the ice,
Yeah,
but everybody
yeah,
was a little scrum around you. I'm like, he's gonna get his head kicked.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Those are scary, especially when I mean, especially when you're on the ice too. Skates are coming. You never know what's going to happen.
yeah.
Those are the scary ones.
By the way, did you have plans, 4 Nation break plans?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were gonna. Me and my wife we were gonna go to Bahamas there for 4 or 5 nights, but
Ooh.
we you know what though it's funny we kind of prolonged booking it, so I never ended up booking anything. Like we kept saying like, we got to book this, we got to book this, and I think we were gonna end up booking it on the Monday or so. I think Monday. Well, we played Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember, but yeah, we were gonna book it that week, and then obviously
Oh.
get her. So didn't have anything booked, and then hopefully, I mean, yeah, we didn't lose any money or anything like that, anything crazy like that. So
By the way, you didn't go to the White House, right? You weren't part of the group, or
no,
did you go?
no,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no.
I'm just
That looked
curious.
cool
Would
though.
would you have gone?
Yeah, I mean, I got well. I remember. It's funny. I got a call from one of the team service guy in Florida I just got out of my surgeries, and I mean, he invited me, and I was kind of thinking about it for a second, but um, yeah, I mean, I could have maybe made it work, and looking back on it, maybe I should have gone, but I just didn't want to get on a flight, and put my body through all that kind of stuff, like 48 hours after the surgery. It
Yeah.
kind of would have made everything
Yeah.
swell up and stuff like that. So, yeah, I definitely had the option since I mean, I think we had a game that night, or maybe so like if I was playing, I wouldn't be able to go, but I
Right.
got hurt, and then I don't know, I kind of thought about it for a bit, but didn't end up making the decision.
After you win the cup this year, you can go again.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's what I keep telling the boys.
Which leads me to Nick. Early on in this year, I'll say November when the team was struggling. So this is where I see the difference in why Steve Stales brought you in with David Perron and Nick Jensen and so on is the way that you answered questions in the room afterwards. I can just remember you understanding what it takes to win. And so the way you were talking was this team needs to understand how we've got to play the right way. I'm just curious what you saw in that group early on and how things have progressed to where they're not as mentally fragile anymore. Did you notice that early?
Yeah, definitely. They could definitely see just some sign. I don't know what the right word is. Just some signs of um, maybe some bad habits, I guess, that maybe that they're just accustomed to over the last 5, 6 years or whatever it was, where when when things aren't going well, we have a tendency to kind of I guess it just kind of spirals into maybe like a 4 or 5 game winning or losing streak, and then we just also have a tendency to when we would get down in games, we would try and score the next shift, and then yeah, we would have that tendency where like if we get down a couple too, whether it was 2-1, 3-1, that all of a sudden we would just change our game, and then we would just open it up and trade chance for chance with the other team, and then at the end of the night, I mean, when you lose like 7-4 or one of those like 6-3, just those kind of habits where I mean, that's not exactly a recipe for success for if you want to win in this league. I think the biggest thing for me was just playing the same way no matter what the score is, and then just trying to, not cheat the game, but just keep playing the right way over a 60-minute stretch. And then there was also another thing that I noticed was like when we don't have our A game, like our B game, is that it was ugly, like it just never ended well. Like good teams in this league, I mean, you're never going to feel great for 82 games. So good teams in this league are able to win with their B game, and whether like personally yourself too, whether if you don't have your energy one night, is okay, what am I going to do to help the team win? Am I going to come under pucks? Actually, Alfie made a really good point though the one day in the meeting, is that you have to cheat for defense. Like instead of cheating for offense, you cheat for defense, and then you just make sure you're on the right side of things. Like I'm going to try and win every face off, or just certain little small details within the game that you can just, take pride in for a night where maybe you don't feel your best. So those two biggest things for me is what I noticed the most, just coming from Florida, which obviously a winning organization. And I do really believe that this team has a really good grasp on what it takes to win now. And it's just a matter of getting some rest here and getting healthy over the break, and coming back with the right attitude and right mindset to kind of, get back to where we were there when we were on that winning streak. And obviously getting healthy is important, and then use the home ice to our advantage. I think we have like 16 games at home. So sorry, I kind of got rambling on, boys.
No,
it's good. No, I know.
The whole show is for you.
I know what exactly you're talking about, though. Like cheating for defense instead of cheating for offense. And I noticed that. Like, I'll give you a great example. When I watch a guy like Drake Batherson now, like, even when he's not scoring, he's getting above the puck on the back check. Like your guy's back pressure is like night and day to what it was when it started the season over. It's almost like when I was a defenseman. So when my partner would pinch, I would cheat in case it got by. Now you guys as forwards are doing that, and I just find you guys hang around in games now. Even when you have your B game, or even the C game, you still kind of find a way to have a chance to win because you're playing that way.
No, it's a good point. It's just like York, like it's just you play 82 games, like it's such a long season, like travel. Oh yeah, it's way too long. Travel. There's so many other things that come into play. Like there's travel. I don't know. Maybe you have something going on outside the rink that people that never really understand, and then you have, but then like you have our goaltenders. Actually, all three of them have been playing really well. They can steal you a game, and then it's just a matter of winning some nights when you don't feel your best. And then us as forwards too, it's huge just to backtrack, especially, and then you have to cover for the D when they pinch. Just so many little details within a game that this team has really got a hold of and grasped since the start of the year. We've come a long way, and I mean that's usually the 16 teams that make the playoffs are the most consistent, but they also do the small details and play the right way for most of the 82 games. Those are the teams that make it.
So Brady Tkachuk, or I'll say you've got a player or a teammate on all three teams except Canada. You're Canadian. Who do you cheer for at the Four Nations?
Well, I mean, I'm Canadian, so I have to. But I'm going to be watching it fairly closely. Obviously played with both Tkachuk, so I'm pretty close with Matt, and obviously got to know Brady a lot this year too. So I'll be tuning in to those guys. And I think I saw this morning that Sandy was the extra D. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll change. Maybe after the first or second game, because I think Sandy's unbelievable.
Crazy, eh?
I was driving to the rink with Norris this morning, and we were kind of we were talking about it. But no, so I mean, I don't even know if he's underrated anymore. I think the sky's the limit. And then obviously it's nice to see Ollie maybe get some action. It might even be good for him just to kind of play some games over there.
Yep.
Are there just to kind of get back into the rhythm there. So, and then obviously I was super excited to see Matt's play there. That's awesome because I think he's actually played really well for us too. Him and Clev have kind of found some chemistry there. I didn't know much about him either. I don't know if you guys ever. I didn't know too much about him, but he's come in and he's played solid for us. I like his game.
Been good, nice and simple. Just simple, boxes out, does his job. But it's funny. I was kind of like with Allmark. I'm like, I don't know if he should go, but then he was out so long. I'm with you. I actually think it's a good thing now. Like he's now.
Yeah.
Imagine if he sat out for the next 2 weeks. He's not going to be in, like when you guys start up, he's not going to be in shape. Now he's got a chance to kind of get himself back into game shape, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many games he missed, but he was out for a pretty good chunk of time there.
And 19 games, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Almost 2. Is it almost 2 months? Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree with you on Sanderson. He is underrated outside Ottawa market. Like a lot of people still don't know about him, but it's funny. Wally and I talk about this all the time. Anytime you get a new broadcaster and you're doing one of your games, all he does is talk about Sanderson because he just does so many good little things. But I wanted to ask you this because you always give a straight answer. I'm not a huge fan of the Four Nations. Like it's a great honor for sure. You make it. It's awesome. It's not best on best because you don't have the best goal scorer in the world there. You don't have Pasternak there. You don't have Draisaitl there.
Yeah.
So if you're Matthew Tkachuk and you're playing Team Finland, you're not going to want to take Barkov out. So that it's like I know it's best on best, but like really, like when it gets down to it, somebody really going to do that.
No, that's a good point, right? But I just these guys are so competitive, though, and they're playing for their country. I also think there's probably some guys there that might be on the bubble there for the Olympics next year. So I think some guys are going to try and make their mark, right? Because I think that'll play a big role into who they select maybe for next year. I mean, I don't know. I'm not even close to being in any of the mix for any of these teams. But
you'd be a good room guy in there.
I need a room guy.
I'm looking forward to my 2-week break though next year, though, that's for sure. But no, I think I do think it's going to be ultra competitive. I do. I think it's going to be great hockey. I mean, I get what you're saying. But I guess until I see the games here, I guess we'll see what happens. But I think these guys they've been starving for this kind of best on best tourney. But it would be nice to see. I mean, Russia and all them in the mix a little bit too. But I guess I do think it's going to be ultra competitive though.
Okay, I got a fan question for you. That is, ask Nick if he notices that Matthew Highmore's shit-eating grin is similar to his.
That's great, man. It's so funny because me and Josh we've been kind of hanging out here, Norris. We've been just because he's been getting some treatment too. So we drive to the rink every day. And we love breaking the games down. He actually comes over and watches because he lives just next door. But that's one of the first things we were talking about. We were talking about it because he was playing with Timmy, right? Timmy and G there for a couple whatever. Yeah, a couple shifts or whatever. So, but no, he's been playing really well. And then I've been noticing that he's been right in the middle of all the scrums and stuff. So I was loving it though. I was pumping him up to Josh and but no, he's been playing really well. You know what? He's a useful NHL player. He can kind of he's got a really smart hockey IQ where he can kind of bounce around the lineup and kind of play with everyone. And then if he wants to kind of get his nose into the scrums and stuff too, I think it's great for the team. Just drag the boys into it a little bit.
Well, he kind of did the Bobrovsky, I can't get out of the way. I'm gonna run there.
No, but hey, I love Bob, but I think he sold that a tad. But he should though. Right?
Yeah,
I do think he sold it a tad. But he should, right? Like, I mean, if guy comes in the crease, the refs are always protecting the goalie, so it's just a smart veteran play by Bob.
Has Highmore asked you for some advice?
No, he hasn't. Hey, I would love to sit down and give him some tips though, but no, he's a useful player. I like his game. I've told him
Me
that
too.
too, actually. Yeah, he's good.
Okay, I got another question from Kevin Robitaille. Wally, can you ask with which Sens players does he get along with best?
That's a good question. I right now probably. I mean, I do like the team, the chemistry between the team and the young guys and the veterans that we brought in with Perron and Matteo. It's got a really nice mix. I think everybody gets along really well. But to answer the question, probably probably one of my best friends is Josh. And then I'd say, I don't know, I got maybe G's up there too, just because I played with him in Philly. Noah Gregor's actually, we usually go for dinner and stuff on the road together, so he's probably up there too. And then Brady, just because we have that chemistry from Matthew, so we always been that. And then yeah, I would say probably those three, four guys, I guess. I don't know, but like I said, I like the chemistry of the team. All the guys kind of get along great, and the young guys bring so much energy. It's just great to see those, just how excited they are. Just to. I think everybody's so excited just to be in the mix and play meaningful games here. It's been great. I really enjoyed it so far.
Well, you sit next to Tim, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, he's a character. He's unbelievable, actually. No, I guess you can throw him in there too. He's, oh man, he's been playing great. I love his game, actually. He plays hard. No, I mean, obviously so much swagger too, eh? Just on the ice. It's awesome. But yeah, he's great. He's got a great sense of humor. But yeah, he's good.
I'm told he might be the most competitive player in that room.
Yeah, no, that's actually one of the things that's kind of jumped out at me, actually. Yeah, he just doesn't like to lose, and then he's ultra competitive, but that's what makes him so good. I think I think when he's matched up against like top echelon players, like I think it brings out the best of him, if I'm being honest. Like I don't know which game it was, but he was going head to head against someone, and he was kind of, the more competitive the game is, it almost like the more competitive he gets. Like he gets in there. I've been impressed with this game. Yeah.
You know what I like about him? Every shift, it's that unpredictable factor. He might score a highlight reel goal. He might wipe out into the ref. He might chop some guy. Like you don't know what he's gonna do, and you add in the high end skill. Like how about his face salad? I don't know if you watched on television, they showed his face, got a welt here, thing on his nose.
Yeah, he's had so many of those this year, eh? Like he's
a mess.
Yeah, it's hilarious to watch. Like it's every game he's got something going. He's got a towel on his face every game, but he no, and then his defensive play too it's been, I don't know. I wasn't here last year, but I think he's pretty good defensively too. Like he's good at hanging on to the puck and kind of like he's a one-man breakout once he gets it. He's got so much speed, and then he's a game changer though when he's moving his feet and skating well for us. But with that speed and that through the middle of the ice, but no, he's awesome.
We almost need that slap shot line. Timmy's a killer. Timmy's a mess.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh man, that's great.
Okay, I have a picture. I want to ask you if you remember this, and if you could tell me what the end result of this particular play is.
Oh God, yeah. Oh man, that one that one stunk. Yeah.
So
no,
this does not go in for whatever reason.
A rolling puck though, rolling puck.
No, man, actually, you want to hear this? Is actually a pretty funny story. Okay, you guys will love this. Okay, so that game, that game I was playing. I don't know. I think I was playing with. Oh, who was I playing with? I was playing with Josh and G. So I don't know. We got spanked this game. I think it was a back-to-back, but so it was It was a neutral zone draw, and Hamonic, this guy's hilarious. You guys would love him. But so he was telling G was the right winger at the time. So the draw is near our bench. And Hamonic and G are like, they're like, they said that they've been drawing up this play for like 3 years and it's never worked. So it goes, Josh wins the draw, it goes D to D, and Hammer bangs it off the end wall. And it's supposed to be for G, and G's the right winger. But I'm like, I don't know. So I got a good jump off the draw, and I'm the left winger, and I'm coming around. Mm-hmm. And then Hammer does a play, and then I kind of steal it from G, because G wasn't even skating, but he was trying to tell me that I stole his goal from him. So I come in, and then Hammer times it perfectly right off the end wall, and they're 2D, they're sleeping. I don't know if you can find the replay; it's hilarious. And then the puck comes out to me. I'm like, I'm going to score. And then so Binnington's like out. So I come in, and then I outweighed him. And then I'm like, I have so much speed. And then I outweighed him, and then I try and tuck it in. And the puck rolled up on me and didn't end up going in. But it's just the whole situation leading up to it's pretty funny. We had a good laugh on the plane after the game about it. But and then G kept saying that I stole his goal. But I kept telling him that he wasn't skating very hard. But no, it's a funny play. I mean, looking back on, I feel like, I don't know, maybe go backhand, or I don't know. Like, it's just an unfortunate play, but wish I scored on that.
Are all the times that, by the way, Spanish Flea asked, so are all of Hammer's wide clappers intentional?
Wide clappers.
I guess not.
Man, I got so all time. Oh, man. I think he's got a wrist shot in his toolbox somewhere. I've told him, I'm like, I'm waiting to see it. But...
Twisted wrister, yeah, gonna bring her out. He loves the clapper.
He does. It's so good.
Last question I think I have for you. Now that you have time at home and you can't do a whole lot, do you have television shows or streaming services shows you're watching that you're suggesting?
Oh, no, I'm not. I haven't watched too much. I don't know if you guys believe me, but I actually watch a lot of hockey. I love watching hockey. So I just but now I guess I got nothing till Wednesday, I guess, right? That's when the Four Nations start. No, I'm not a show guy. I'm not really a show guy during the season, but I do. I watched the Super Bowl last night, but I'm gonna try.
Halftime show.
Oh yeah, 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Yeah, awful. I'm gonna watch the White Lotus though. I saw something.
Awesome show. Awesome show.
Is it?
Yeah. Go watch season 1. Go watch season 1 and season 2 first. They're unbelievable.
That's great to hear, because there's a new one coming out, right?
Yeah,
new one coming out. The first one, the first White Lotus is nuts. It's one of the best shows I've watched. Yeah.
See, I watched like 3 episodes. I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, but you don't like stuff.
Well, Wally, hey, for me to sit with my attention span, for me to sit down and watch a show, it's got to catch me right away. Like in the first 20 minutes, or I'm gone.
So, did you like Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I loved it. Loved that.
I didn't like the first 4 or 5 episodes. It took me a while to get into it. Then I loved it. It was the best show.
Oh no, that's like one of the shows where I actually sat down and watched it. Like that one's.
If you want something that grabs you right away, we got the Josh Norris at the movies recommendation. He came on this show and said Landman. One of the best. One of the Billy Bob Thornton. It'll get you right away. It's a great show.
Someone just told me about that. Is that with like the oil rigs or something
Oil
like that?
rigs and Billy Bob's.
Jerry Jones is in it. Anyway,
Jerry Jones.
It's funny. That's actually fun. This is such a small world. Someone told me to watch that.
You'll like it.
48 hours ago, because they knew I got hurt, so they were firing shows away to me, and that was one of the recommendations. So I have to. You know what? The White Lotus. I don't even know if I'm friggin' saying it right, and then Landman.
No, it's good. Yeah, ask Norris about Landman. That was his recommendation.
Was it? Yeah. Hey, I told him I was coming on today. He was loving it. He actually came. He when I drove him to the rink, he had a coming in hot coffee mug.
We'll get you one, Wally. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for one actually.
Okay,
this is my second time on the show too, so I was kind of hoping.
He's a repeat.
I'm hoping for a t-shirt and a hat too.
I will get you a mug, I promise. In
Oh,
fact,
you're
we'll have you as a
class
guest
act.
host next week. I'm leaving. So
Oh, you are?
yeah, you can come on as a guest host with
I'm
you.
taking this.
Oh,
I'm
buddy.
taking it over. You
Love
and I
it.
will do the show.
Love
We'll
it.
give you something to keep you busy.
Yeah, exactly. Eh?
Uh,
Oh, that's great.
Chezky, we got to get out of here. David Bell from the Belleville Senators, of course, your hometown, is waiting anxiously to jump on. So
Of course. Okay, boys. Hey,
appreciate you.
anytime. Anytime you
Awesome.
guys want me on, just give me a text.
Perfect.
Good luck
Get
with the
well soon.
rehab.
Thanks, Yorkie. Appreciate that, brother.
Yep.
There goes Nick Cousins. One of the good ones. I do have a story someday I will share about how good Nick Cousins is.
We could have done that. We could have done another hour with.
I know, but we're
Chez.
busy.
He's
It's
so
a busy
good.
show today. It's called.
I know.
Super Weekend for a reason.
Beller's awesome too.
So let's take care of some business, then we'll get right to it. This show brought to you by Club EG. By the way, spring is coming. Golf is just around the corner. Club EG is your best bet for an amazing golf season in and around Ottawa. One membership with Club EG gets you access to 60 amazing golf courses at member-only rates. They're also the guys, if you don't know, who run awesome events like the Ottawa Sun Scramble, the Ottawa Citizen Golf Championship, the Commissioners Open. That's a PGA Tour America's event at Eagle Creek. Tons of golf leagues, lots of great golf trips. Check them out, clubeg.golf. And, of course, our show proudly presented by Bet365. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION, all uppercase, NATION. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Download the app. Now, let's get right to it. We got lots to talk about. I want to ask about Nick Mattenpalo right away. So, without further ado, David Bell, head coach of the Belleville Senators, who's going to be in Ottawa on Wednesday as the team plays here. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you guys.
Nothing like an extra day in Utica to make you chipper, eh?
Well, you heard about that, did you? Yep. If all the cities in the United States, we get stuck in Utica in a snowstorm. So I have no stories for you.
Well, hey, listen, I got to give you kudos, man. You called it. I don't know. We had you on the show, 3 months ago, Wally? Was it that long ago? And Beller said, I'll remember. You said, we asked you about Mattenpalo, and you said, this guy is a man and he can be an NHL player. And now he's getting named to the Four Nations and he's off to having a great start with Ottawa. So you're right on the money, man.
I love it. I love the story. Love the guy. When I found out about that, it was awesome. It's well deserved. Love it.
What is it about his game? I know he's a little older. I don't know if that plays a part in it that has made him kind of step into the NHL and be pretty good. Like, no one's really ever complained about Nick Mattenpalo's game and since he's been up in the NHL.
You know what I think it is, and York, you'd know this, as a defenseman, is death if you're indecisive. And he might make the wrong read sometimes, but whenever he makes a read, he does it hard. And it might be wrong sometimes, but if he's pinching, he's pinching. If he's going back for a puck, he's going back for a puck. If he's passing, it might be icing sometimes, but he passes it hard. He does everything hard and decisive. So is every read perfect? No, but I think the fact that he commits to a read and does it hard, I think that's that gives him a lot of success, I think, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Even when his defensive reads, Beller, like he closes and he commits to it. So he doesn't like a lot of guys when they first come up, I'm getting a little hesitant here. Don't want to get beat. So I'm going to play safe. He's going.
Yeah, he's going hard. And he might get burnt, but 90% of the time, and right now it's going good for him, he goes and he closes. And I think, like a guy like Clev first came up, they hear you talk about it. Clev is a big physical, and he was uncertain and not sure of himself to go make these reads where Manti just jumped right in 2 feet, and I think he's getting rewarded for it, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's Levi Marilainen been since he's come down for you? I'm sure it's a huge boost for your group right now. Listen, when the team is hurt in Ottawa or in the NHL, it affects the AHL team drastically, and I know it's affected your lineup as well. But
you mean the fact we have 12 guys out?
You got 12. You got 12 out.
We're getting some back now, but we went for about 3 weeks with 12 guys. But you know what? Levy has been fine, and you guys will understand this and appreciate this. Levy last year went to the ECHL and played in the ECHL, and when he got recalled, and now Levy was in the NHL and had a huge amount of success, and Levy came back, and he's the exact same person from being recalled from the ECHL and being sent down from the NHL. He's, yep. And as far as his game goes, he was good. In Rochester, he was really good. He let in when he probably wants back. Utica breakaway, and like he was fine. We just can't score for him, which I know you're going to ask me about. But there's zero worries with Levy Merlanen.
So you mean he didn't cut? There's yes, and then there's the yeah but guy. So he didn't come back and become a yeah but.
No, he is the same. He is his
That's
demeanor.
great.
If you could bottle that up and give it to everybody, it would be. I'd have hair and my beard wouldn't be gray. It'd be awesome.
I have a two-part question regarding him. One is, are you surprised at how well he played in his stint in Ottawa? And two, I'm told his work ethic, like you just kind of alluded to, is phenomenal, if you will, or he's a pro's pro at 22.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all because I think goalies, and I don't understand goalies at all, but I think a lot of it is mental, and this guy's mental game is elite. Like, I don't want to even touch on skills and RVHs and all that nonsense. Just watching this guy's mental approach to a game or a goal against, or he's great. Like the other night in Utica, the ref got in the way. Bounced the puck right in the slot, and the guy rips one off the post, and then it's a TV timeout, and the referee comes over to apologize to him, and he's like, yeah, no worries, man. It's all good. It's all good. It could have been a huge goal, and he just lets it go. So just his mental game is outstanding, and his work ethic is – we have 3 goalies here at practice, Subban, Simpson, and him, and he's not bullying his own net, but he doesn't – as a guy coming down from the NHL might, hey kid, have my net. I'm taking practice off. He never shared his net. He took the net all practice and just battled all day. He's just a worker.
Does he give your team a boost mentally?
Oh yeah, for sure it does when he comes in there, just knowing that it's Levy and the success he had up there and the accolades he got with the media and everything. It's good. I love that the guys, they know he's back there and he's got their back. It's good. It's really good. All
right, let's move on. Sam Gagner was a bit of a surprise signing for your team. The guy that's played forever, it seems like. What's he been like? 7 games now, I think he's played for your team. What's it been like to have him?
He's been outstanding. Obviously, I see the graphic. His points aren't there. I think last game he had 6 shots.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And like grade A shots and stuff, but that's one thing. But like we talk about development, and we don't have a huge development team here. You guys know that. He's like a development coach. Like day 1, he was here. He pulled Stephen Halliday aside and worked on faceoffs with him. Another day, he's out there showing guys soft areas to go on the power play. So that's on the ice. On the bench, his demeanor is as pro as can get. And then I was super impressed and super happy. I was not thrilled after the game Saturday, obviously, with the result and the team losing 2 in a row. And as I came to come in the dressing room to address the group, Sam was holding court. And I don't know what he said. I left the room. It wasn't for me to hear, but he held court for 4 or 5 minutes and just what his observations have been over 7 games. And it was great. I don't know what he said, but for him to take charge and be a leader like that after 7 games was huge for me as a coach, and just for the guys to get it from a teammate instead of an old fat coach is probably more credible. It's awesome.
Does he have to bring, does he bring, like, he's a guy that's played a lot of NHL games, so he doesn't have the attitude of an NHL player is what I'm trying to get at. Like, how much of a bonus has he been because of the way he conducts his business?
Well, I don't think, and I don't want to be derogatory towards anybody, Brandon Saad walked away from $5 million because he didn't want to ride a bus. I can promise you Sam Gagner begged to get on a bus and got snowstormed in Utica for not $5 million and didn't hear one peep or complaint out of him. So just a guy that loves to play still, loves to compete, wants to get a chance again in the NHL. But there is no vibe of entitlement on Sam Gagner at all.
Good stuff. All right, moving on. Stephen Halliday is your leading scorer as you go into the break. I know he's tied in points, leads and goals, if you will. What's been his game like? A lot of people are interested in him. He's got great size. He seems to understand the game. I just think he needs more seasoning before he gets called up. But he has 11 goals, 31 points so far for your group.
Yeah, and again, that's above my pay grade, whether he gets called up or not.
Yes, I'm not trying to get you involved.
I agree with you. I think like he's a guy that has had success, which is great. Confidence is a big thing in his game. Learning to play against bigger, stronger, older guys is the curve is great. He's going in the right direction, and he's gaining confidence with it. And I just think, you know what, if he does go up and the guys are significantly better up there, all the great work he's done so far to build this confidence, it could go away pretty quick, because as you guys know, that's a whole nother animal up there. So I love his trajectory. I love his line. He's playing big minutes. He's responsible. And I love where he's going. I think he's 5 or 6 points out of the league lead for rookie scoring. So I think that's a goal he should shoot for and just continue to play huge minutes. But if he gets the call, I'm sure he'll do great. And I'm sure he'd be super excited to do it.
Beller, what about one guy? And the only reason I asked you, I watched this kid when he played in Shawinigan. I remember him because my son was down there during COVID. I know I'm going to butcher his name. Xavier Bourgault there. He's a former first round. He's a former first round pick. Eh? Like
first round pick. Yeah. Traded Robbie Orvente for him with Edmonton. So
how's he been?
It's funny you asked me about him. We just had a long meeting. He's playing banged up. He's playing hurt. Probably shouldn't be playing. Really good vision, really good hands, a little bit smaller guy, but you can see the skill set there. And I think just with the nagging injury that he's playing through, it's just not giving him that jam to attack guys and get inside and play inside. I give him full marks because he honestly probably shouldn't be playing, but he doesn't want to come out of the lineup. He wants to be a good teammate, and he doesn't want to miss games and miss that potential call up. But there's definitely something there. Really, really good skill set. Really good skill set.
So I tried to butter you up before I asked you about the scoring issues, because it seems like it's the same thing in Ottawa as it is right now. Is you were not very happy after the Utica game, and so I remember just listening to your post-game comments. What is it? Just simply you just need some bodies in the lineup?
No, that would be an excuse, I think. It's funny that you gave me that as a topic, because that was our topic at practice this morning in the meeting. And I'll say it on here. It doesn't matter. We're 40 games in, and we have 5 guys that average more than 1 shot a game, which is a problem. I think you got to shoot the puck. And if you look at our spray chart and where we shoot from, sometimes it's from the outside. So A, you got to get to the inside. B, you got to shoot more and create more. And I get all the analytics of, shooting to score and not shooting red shots for your Corsi and all that stuff. But at some point, if you're not scoring, I think guys want to get out of the slump by going end to end and toe dragging and going bar down. Well, that doesn't happen. You got to get one off the shins. Like Brady went however many games and went to the net and got 2 whacks at a rebound and scored to get off of his slump, right? So I think our guys got to recognize they got to get to the inside and get dirty, and also get to the inside and reward those perimeter shots with net traffic. And I quite honestly, as you can see, don't think we're doing it. I'm not overly impressed with it. So something we worked on today.
Was it a hard practice today, Coach?
Yeah. Can you tell? You're picking up on that, are you?
After the Utica comments, I'm like, I don't know if I should ask him to come on. I don't want him to be upset.
No, yeah. It's all good.
A couple other players, just Sam Reinhart, Cole Reinhart, who's come up and back and forth. I'm just curious where you see his game and how, if it has improved just by being able to play in Ottawa a bit here.
I think it's right from training camp. He's been better. I think he knows time's ticking for him. He's 25 now. He's always been a big guy, but never made one of those guys that was always on the outside. And I think he's playing more on the inside when he's up top and being a physical guy. When he's down here, his skating is like he can carry pucks end to end and carry pucks through the neutral zone and take them to the net. And he is now, where it was not as consistent in years past. So I think his game, the biggest thing of his game and why he's been able to go to the NHL is consistency. And everybody in the NHL, that's one of the biggest things you have to be is consistent. So I think his game this year, the biggest thing is playing bigger and playing consistent. Like he would go games or spurts where he would play like that, then he would go away for a week or two. And I think this year he's maintained that intensity and that willingness to play big all year. So.
I want to get into your playing here Wednesday. Quickly, I'm going to give away 4 tickets to the game if you are interested in going to see the Laval Rocket and the Belleville Senators square off at the CTC on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Just send an email to cihsens@gmail.com and say who owns the franchise record for most games played in Belleville Senators history.
Owns, Wally. Owns.
C
Right over your
CIH
head.
CIH sends at gmail.com. All right. So Belly, back to you. Do you like playing in the bigger rinks? I'm just curious of what it's like for the group I know you guys play in some pretty nice arenas, but is it different? Does it make the atmosphere
No,
different?
Lavelle is outstanding. It's the best one in the
Yeah,
American Hockey League.
it's
It's
really
awesome. But I think for our guys, like they're gonna go in there, they're gonna dress in the big room, and it might not seem like a big deal, but Yorkie, like when you get to sit in that real NHL room
Huge.
and look around and like they get the feel, they get the vibe, they're using the weight room, like it's gonna be that little taste for guys that haven't been there. So atmosphere and stuff, I'm sure it'll be great. I think there's 7, maybe 8 buses of our fans coming up to the game too, so that'd be on top of whatever Ottawa brings in there. So I hope the atmosphere will be good and exciting for the guys. But I think for me, just that carrot of being in that facility and that atmosphere of the room and stuff is just a great little push for these guys to want it even more, to get into that facility and be a regular up there.
Are you interested in the foreign? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's Beller. It's huge, as you and I know. Like my first camp, I think I dressed in the broom closet, and I didn't even get near the Red Wings dressing room. So that's going to give the boys a big jump. Absolutely,
it's crazy, and it sounds corny, but like you put on an NHL jersey, they feel different. They're different. Yep. They're heavier. The stitching is better. Like it's just a different vibe. It's just different, and it's something everybody strives for. So they're gonna, get that little tickle and just hopefully motivate them even more.
Can you confirm if Levy Marilainen will start the game?
Yeah. I can confirm
that. Will you be watching Four Nations? Are you at all interested?
I watched with interest on Manti and now the other guys like Sandy and that, but I don't like when people say it's best on best, because like some people have said, there's a lot of really good players that aren't playing. So take it with a grain of salt. Like Germany would have a pretty good team, I think, but Draisaitl and Stützle out there ripping around. But I'm curious to see how intense it is. Like if it's like an all-star game, no, I have zero interest. If it's like Olympics, or I might tune in.
But if you had an inter-squad game in Belleville, would it not get intense? Like, so I'm just curious, when you put all these guys on the ice because they're type A and they're competitive, that once the puck drops, they'll want to take each other's heads off.
Well, I have Angus Crookshank on my team, so anytime we play a small area game, it's competitive and borderline fist fights. So you can't ask me that about our team. But yeah, there's definitely pride out there for sure.
Fair enough. All right, Belly. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you here on Wednesday.
You guys coming to the game?
I might be there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll probably do Wednesday night. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be a good night.
Wednesday. All right, guys. I appreciate it. And thanks for this. Always a pleasure.
Always for coming on.
Take care, my friend. David Bell, head coach of the Belleville Senators.
So I was going to jump in there. So the difference.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The difference between, but when you asked him the question, like when you're in the minors and you play an inter-squad game, like don't forget, you're trying to beat that guy you're lined up against to get to the NHL. So you want to kind of want to hurt him sometimes, because that's your competition to get to the promised land. Where Four Nations, you're playing against a guy, and I bring this up, it's like you're not going to want to hurt your best player, because when you go back to your team, what could cost you a playoff spot? That could cost you. That could hurt you financially. The guys, I think it's going to be a case by case situation. Because I do agree with Nick Cousins when he talks about some guys are auditioning for the Olympics, but at the end of the day, the most important thing for you as a player and the way you make your money is in the NHL and making the playoffs. And that's like, put it this way, when you go, let's say a guy that's going into the Hall of Fame, so they're going to look at his career and they're going to say, okay, yeah, you played in some all-star games. You played in the Olympics. Oh yeah, you played in the Four Nations. We can't forget about the Four Nations. That has to go into his Hall of Fame Rolodex. No, it doesn't. Like it's again, it's a great honor to be among the best, but I'm not buying in. I can't buy in. Like it's not the best.
I know. I'm with you. I'm just thinking now as it leads up to it, and there's no hockey. Ottawa fans
sure.
are not now a lot more dialed in because they've got two more
Yes.
guys there. You've got someone
Yeah.
on every team minus Canada, and you'll want to watch Crosby and McDavid go at it. So I
am.
believe it'll be a lot more
Yeah,
entertaining.
I am. Like, again, I go case by case. I'm super happy for Sanderson. Although I'll put some asterisks around this. I'm concerned because he doesn't know how to dial it back. So are you going to be happy if Sanderson gets hurt at the Four Nations and can't play when he comes back and Ottawa misses the playoffs? I know but I'm just telling you that could happen. That could happen. And then you're going to be like, yay, Four Nations.
So if I'm quick to think here, he's barely missed games. He's a pretty durable player. And I just think
this. Of all the guys that could probably use a break, I'll put Stutz at the top of the list, and I'll put Sanderson number 2. He could probably use a break. But of course he's going to play. Of course, this is awesome for him. It's a great accolade. I get all that. I'm just a little concerned. This is the Senators haven't made the playoffs in a long time. And I just hope he doesn't get hurt when he's there.
They'll be fine. Couple of things. Well, Yorkie, I need you to take care of some business before we get fired.
Yes. All right, let's do it. Thanks to our good friends at BEI, your heavy civil general contractor, helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. Hit them up for some topsoil aggregate equipment rentals, custom crushing and screening, hot mix paving. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. Get them on the web at bonisherexcavating.com or give them a call at 613-432-1120.
By the way, the winner for tickets to Wednesday's AHL game, Leslie Collins, who correctly identified Cole Reinhardt, although she spelled it Cold Reinhardt, which makes me laugh even more. Cole Reinhardt has just he recently took the title away from Igor Sokolov. So Cole Reinhardt is the franchise leader. Yeah, Cold Reinhardt.
Cold Reinhardt. That's a bad nickname, eh? Like Cold
Reinhardt. Yeah. How are things going in your game? You're talking about Cold Reinhardt. Yorkie, it's time to unveil. This is a super week. So Wednesday, by the way, Jeff Merrick is joining the show because I figured if there's no hockey, you two can just tell your stories. Tomorrow
big guess.
We have
big guess. He has never been on with you and I.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
Mark Mathot is joining the show. That guy. And he always has the same look when it comes to me asking him questions, so I don't expect it to change tomorrow.
It's going to be great. Looking for I love meth.
So
it'll
be the Right Shot D Club.
Coming at you from both sides. Well, he's not going to know where to go.
My fear is this is just going to be a take shots at Brent. I guess that's usual show. Never mind. It'll just be a usual show.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. And Merrick's going to be great. And
then Thursday we announce who our host is going to be while I'm away. As I'm going to be.
I'm the host. I'm going to take.
Your co-host. Your co-host. You could get Josh, ship, by the way.
Or I could get Nick Cousins.
I know. You'd probably get them both with the sounds of things.
We could do a 3-headed monster.
Yeah.
Ches wants on. He wants on.
I'll take him a mug.
He wants to stay on today. He's like, well, that's it. I got that. He's bored as hell. Because when you're hurt, you are so friggin' bored. You're at home, especially him. He's bouncing off the walls. He's already hyper to begin with. So I'm going to give him a call. Get him on one day to guest host.
Let's I'm with you. So I'm terrified for when I leave I think it's going to be 5 shows I miss. I'm terrified. But we'll get through it.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a great talk show theater.
It'll be a great talk show. It'll be a great talk show. Someone just came up to me the other day and said, "Hey, I love your talk show." I just started to chuckle. So until tomorrow, 9 a.m., we'll get into breaking down the Sens as they headed into the break and what's happened and all that stuff.
We done for today? That's it?
Well, you
didn't go on. I thought you were going to go on a lot more of how much you hated the halftime show at the Super Bowl. You just kind of glazed over that.
No, I just didn't like it.
Not your cup of tea, eh?
I don't like. No. people are like, oh, you're not a Kendrick Lamar fan. Well, I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan, but there's been lots of times there's been people on that I'm not a big fan of. I just didn't like the show, the presentation, the whatever you want to call it. I just didn't like the show.
If Wally's picking, let's say so Brent Wallace, you're in charge of production for the Super Bowl. Who you bringing in for your act?
You know what? I legit thought of this today, and you're gonna laugh at me. This isn't probably what I would pick in general, but I thought, like, what if you did a hologram Elvis Presley?
A hologram Elvis Presley. I like Elvis, but I think you might lose the younger generation.
That's no. My kid loves Elvis.
All right. I know I like the idea. I like what you're thinking, but I just think
what if you did 80s metal bands like Poison, Guns N' Roses, like Def Leppard type? Like if you had like 3 or 4 of them would be great.
They actually did a tour
recently.
Yeah, it was Poison, Motley Crue,
Yeah.
I think Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I'm missing somebody. They did a big tour. I was actually supposed to go. I ended up not. It was in Vegas. I didn't go. I had tickets, but I wasn't able to go. But yeah, I could see that. It's I was a big. Unfortunately, he passed away. I used to love Tom Petty. Saw him when he came to Blues Fest. Love Tom Petty.
Sure.
So you're going.
It's an impossible. Well, I'm just thinking of something that people like. You can every generation
right
now.
Oh,
Nickelback.
You can't go wrong with Post Malone. He's right there.
But he did it.
I know. He's doing again. I like Post Malone.
It's impossible to get everybody to agree, right? That's
yeah.
So
we can all agree that a lot of people didn't like this year's show.
It seemed like a majority thought it wasn't as good as previous shows.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
All right. So you're an Elvis guy. All right.
I don't know why we're even talking about this. I saw an Elvis impersonation show in Collingwood. It used to be huge in Collingwood, Ontario before COVID. It was fantastic. It was just at Blue Mountain, and you just sat there and watched. My kids loved it. They became Elvis fans that night.
All righty.
In fact, that we did it like during COVID. We had karaoke in the basement or whatever, and my kid did "Teddy Bear." Is that the song? Yeah,
I don't know. Okay,
something like so. Yeah.
All right.
Just saying. You brought it up. We could have been done 5 minutes ago.
I know. It's 5 minutes. We'll never get back.
I apologize to everybody. We'll make it up to you tomorrow.
Yes.
When Mark Mathot joins the show.
All right.
Until
Sounds
then.
good. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.